Hi, folks. I feel very powerfully led to create a video this morning. Uh, I always try to tap into what's happening for me because I know that there are thousands of other people that are feeling the same way. So it gives me a clue. And so I try to work through my own stuff, uh, and I'm better at that than I have ever been. Um, and then maybe perhaps offer whatever wisdom that I may be able to provide for the collective, for those who might be attracted to these videos. So the thing I'm feeling like I want to put out there is a reminder, and it is merely a reminder because you already have the truth within you. That truth hasn't gone anywhere. It's just been perhaps covered over by chaos and fear. So the reminder is that we have come so far internally. We have worked so hard to transform the wound of unworthiness into I am one with all, and aligning our power with that and making decisions from that place. The human world in this time that we're living in has that going on big time. I know that you know, and I know that you've seen all the beautiful, amazing togetherness that was done and is being done by social media, by other internet mechanisms and venues. We have their support and masks being made and food being provided and gardens being put in and people being reached out to and loved and cared for. And at the same time, as per usual on the human journey, there is the contrast to that. So my method of transforming my own tether to the ground of circumstance is to recognize first and foremost that I'm tethered. I'm tethered to fear. I'm tethered to the chaos. I'm tethered to the power of circumstance. And see that, understand that, love that, be kind to it, be patient with it. Recognize that because I'm a human, I am wired for survival. And one of the main mechanisms that humans use for survival is to gather information. Because we go from our brain. Our brain is very important to humans. The problem with that is that it becomes a god. The truths that we find out there, the information that we gather out there, become a god. And then another piece of information comes in that contradicts that piece of information. And now we're like, whoa, what do I do now? And then another piece of information comes in because you're seeking information for survival. And the further down the rabbit hole that you get, the more tapped into the survival mechanism that you become. And the more you're tapped into that survival mechanism, the further you are away from your own instinct. So it gets painful, and it soon reveals itself as it becomes ineffective. Not only ineffective, it's counterproductive. Because remember that you became a person who said yes to the tapping on your shoulder when the universe said, wake up. The universe wasn't saying to you, wake up to the conspiracies of the world. There have always been conspiracies. There has always been one government wanting to take over another country. There has always been LSD given to people that weren't aware that they were being given LSD to. There have always been Tuskegee men who were given medicine for syphilis or given syphilis There have always been things going on, always, and there will always be until humans as a collective wake up to such an extent that we can free ourselves from the tendency of the shadow. So what is our job? If we worked this hard to say yes to the universe, yes, dear universe, I lay down my idea that I am merely human, living in physical form, and I accept the identity of being a spirit being in human form. I accept that. And I want to live from that place. Then if I stay hyper-focused on the human mechanisms, the human responses to the evolution of humanity, if I stay hyper-focused on the workings of the shadow, then I've lost my way. And I'm throwing away a pretty amazing tool, and that is an instinct that can be honed to know things that the human mind can't comprehend. And that's just too valuable. It's just too valuable. We can walk by our spiritual instincts. We can know, we can learn how to listen and hear and pay attention to the nudges of the universe, of the infinite intelligence, of the thing that's holding everything in place. So personally, I'd rather learn that. That's where I want to put my focus and my energy. And I've gone down the rabbit hole a number of times now and come back out recognizing that I did glean some information that spirit can then use. And I hold it loosely. I hold it all loosely. I hold it loosely until spirit nudges me and says, you remember that thing that you read, heard, saw? That? Pay attention to that. So I believe that we're all wired to know how to do that. But we can't do that and focus on the effects, the circumstances, the goings on in the physical form. My most favorite quote is from Joel Goldsmith, and that is, there is no power in effect. The wind blows, that's the power. It hits the leaves move. My focus on those leaves is a waste of my time. Learning to focus on the power is where the big payoff is. So get in touch with your power, get in touch with your instinct, get in touch with your spiritual wisdom. Don't be tossed to and fro from the chaos and the concern of other people's opinion. Hold your truths loosely. They are not God's unless you make them one. We've got this. We keep forgetting. I know I do. And I keep coming back to it. 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 I am the one with the one, as the one, and I walk by that power. Go forth, humans. We've got this. See you at some point.